You can save symbology and labels in a new file format called .mwsimb file, or MapWindow symbology. It's a plain XML file using the symbology manager. I will show you later. You can save several symbology for one layer and switch easily between them. Here's the symbology manager. You've got the default one, and I've created 2 extra symbology files, color by region and auto color. And when I switch from the second image to color by region, you'll see in the preview that the color are changed and that Africa is mainly blue, Asia is mainly red. Several new geospatial processing tools have been implemented. They are all using the GEOS library. In GIS tools, you can also use them as a user. Clipping. For example, you open the USA state sample project and you see you have a layer called major lakes. Some of these lakes are in multiple states, like Lake Oahe in North and South Dakota. Now we clip the lakes with the states. Go to GIS tools, vector overlays, clipping, and here you can select clip the file. You can use the clipper library. It's much faster with large shapefiles but less accurate with small shapefiles. And now you can see that the lake here is across 2 states and the lake here is clipped at the state boundary. Other geospatial processing tools have also been implemented, like intersection, union, symmetric differences, normal differences. You can aggregate shapes all or by field. In this example, I've aggregated all state shapes into one huge state shape. You can buffer shapes. In this case, I used the county sample layer file and I've buffered all shapes. You can also select 1 or 2 shapes and only buffer the selected shapes. You can also dissolve by attribute. That means that in this case the counties are dissolved by state name. Here I used the dissolved shapefile I've previously created and explode the shapes, because the counties we had before, these counties are in the same state, so are created as a multi-part shape. This county set is in a different state and was created separately. After exploding, all multi-parts are split and made into single parts. Now every shape can be selected separately. You can export selection. In this case, I've selected the top shapes and exported into a new shapefile. You can also merge shapes. Here I selected the lower part states and merged them with the previously created exported shapefile and created a new shapefile. You can sort a shapefile. Sort by attribute. It's useful for labeling or connecting to external data. Labeling has collision avoidance. And that means that labels do not overlap, and labels are created from the first shape to the last shape. And when, for instance, in this region you see different labels than this region, and this shapefile was sorted by the size of the city, and now you see New York, Boston, Philadelphia and other larger cities. You can also do a spatial query now. Equals 2 geometries of the same type have identical xi coordinate values. Disjoint. The intersection of the 2 geometries is an empty set. Intersect. The intersection does not result in an empty set. Intersect returns the exact opposite of result of disjoint. Touch. None of the points common to both geometries intersect the interiors of both geometries. Overlap. The intersection of 2 geometries of the same type return a result of the same type. If the intersection of 2 polygons result in a polygon, then they overlap. Cross. If one geometry crosses another geometry. Within. The first geometry is completely within the second geometry. Within tests for the exact opposite result of contains. Contains. The second geometry is completely contained by the first geometry. Contained is the exact opposite result of the within. General improvements. CIJ has improved the internal structure of the OCX and made some speed improvements, mainly in the image objects, but also by adding the Clipper library for faster geo processing of large shapefiles. The shapefile and map objects have been extended. For example, the OCX can now read and write project files. The geos and Clipper methods are added to the shapefile object. The OCX serializes and deserializes most objects, making saving very fast and very maintainable. Multithreading. Using the GIS tools, a lot of spatial methods can be run. All calls are now on a settled thread, leaving MapWindow response during the execution of long-term processes, like clipping, union, intersection. New plugins. The print layout. This plugin is a good example of the exchange between MapWindow 4 and .spatial. The print layout started as part of the MapWindow 6 application and was made to be usable in MapWindow 4 as well. Currently, this plugin has migrated to .spatial as well. With the print layout, you can easily create nice looking maps and print them or create PDF files for them. Tiles. With the Tiles plugin, you can load maps from the tile service of OpenStreetMap and similar clones, and Yahoo Maps. Google Maps are using a different protocol, so that one is not yet implemented. By the way, Google Maps has changed its license. It is no longer free to use without advertisements. The main benefits of this plugin is that the tiles are being locally cached. This means you don't need an internet connection all the time. We use this with our ClickMart application. The tiles are downloaded at the office and the workers take the tablet PC with the cached tiles outside and can use them without an internet connection. We support OpenStreetMap, OpenCycleMap, CloudMate, the Midnight, Yahoo Maps and Yahoo Satellite. Spatial Converter. With this plugin you can convert from and to different file formats, currently importing and exporting CSV files, DBF and Excel files. More formats will follow, like importing and exporting MapInfo files, AutoCAD files, DML, KML, etc. The new automatic water delineation plugin using Totem version 5. The form hasn't been changed a lot. All that was added was number of processes, because using the new Totem library it's possible to run the process on multiple cores. Chris George has made a separate presentation about this. The Accretion plugin will create a grid file based on your point data. Image to map. Image to map registration creates a new image world file. Input one image file and at least one shape file. Image to map rectification creates a new rectified image file. Input one image file with valid image world file. Aerial photo auto rectification creates a new auto rectified image file. Input them, aerial photo and at least one shape file. Peek in the future. MapWindow 4.9. We will redesign the GUI. The GUI has been around since 2003. It is very hard to maintain at the moment. It's written in v4.8RC2 and we will start over using C# and the new ActiveX control. We're adding a new routine of adding layers. This will be mimicking the functionality that's in .spatial. It will be more easy to add custom file formats. We'll be using more reusable blocks. It's much easier to create plugins or create your own custom applications. We will add support for geospatial databases like SpatialLite, PostGIS of course. We'll be adding support for WMS, WFS and tile mapping services. We'll try to convert the .spatial model builder to MapWindow 4. We'll be adding a toolbox and we'll also convert to .NET version 4. Any questions? Thank you.